It's a Premier Prize. This week on the Football League show, the start of the playoffs. Blackpool take on Nottingham Forest. Third time lucky, Leeds hope to erase those painful playoff memories. A win against Bristol Rovers would take them back to the Championship. And looking for a miracle, Grimsby have been holding on to their Football League status for weeks. Now, it's down to the final match. We open this week with the first game from the Championship playoffs as Blackpool hosted Nottingham Forest. It's certainly been a happy campaign for the Seasiders, who only guaranteed their place in the playoffs on the final day of the regular season. Manager Ian Holloway has transformed a club many had picked for relegation this time around. The signing of Charlie Adam from Rangers has proved inspirational. The club's record signing has chipped in with 16 league goals from midfield this season, including 2 goals as Blackpool became the only club to do the double over Forest during the campaign. The days of Brian Clough and his European adventures still hang heavy over Nottingham Forest, but this once great club are now on the brink of a return to the big time under the guidance of Billy Davies. His side have made an unexpected charge for promotion this season.
Oh, what a goal! Oh, what a fabulous strike by Radoslav Majewski!
At one point, they almost looked like snatching an automatic promotion place. In the end, they had to settle for third and a place in the playoffs. Watching the action from the first leg of Bloomfield Road is your commentator, Peter Brackley.
Didn't fall for Southern, it has over Cohen! What a strike! And Nottingham Forest have the lead on 12 minutes with a magnificent goal from Chris Cohen. The man who's been out with illness, recovering from mumps over the past few days. Hit it beautifully there. Adam as ever taking on the responsibility. Taylor Fletcher working it back here for Coleman. Still going with it. Feed up there for Everts. Southern is in! It's 1-1. Keith Southern, the midfielder who's given such outstanding service down the years, has come up trumps. Majewski onto Anderson. Chance for a response to, off the crossbar! And over the top. Frustration for Blackstock and for Tyson. How did that stay up? Majewski right across the face of goal, but not cleared. Off the post. Morgan strike. So unlucky then. Shoulder on his chest, and it's come back off the upright. Campbell, good lazy run by him. Almiron tried to set him up. Down goes Campbell, and it is a penalty. Great work there by Campbell, and he did seem to dive in that perch. Charlie Adam composes himself. Facing him is Lee Cap. Scores! 2-1 Blackpool. The man who has so often been a hero for them has struck again. Majewski hovering over it, so is Chris Cohen, the goal scorer from the first half. Here is Cohen, and just clipped over. Not that far away. Adam with a chance to go forward here, and playing Campbell! What an opportunity. Lewis McGugan worked it onto Earnshaw, then Cohen strike! Oh, what a stop! What a save! How important could that prove to be? From Matt Jilks. Cohen, scorer of the first goal. Must have thought he got another one here, right at the death.
I thought it was a fantastic game, you know. I hoped it would be. I didn't want my lads to freeze, and you know, and we could have when they scored such a wonderful goal. I mean, Cohen's goal, and that would grace the Premiership, you know. And what pleased me, it didn't faze us.
We certainly played a very offensive side, and that showed in the first 45 minutes. Second half, we had Cohen and one or two other guys starting to feel a little bit tired, but I thought all in all, very pleased with the way that we played. In patches, I thought we played very well. We had a lot of chances, and we now look forward to the second leg.
Well, I'd have to be crazy if I didn't think I needed more than one goal to go to Notts Forest away. They've been absolutely outstanding there all season, and they're used to beating teams quite heavily. So, you know, at the moment, I have to say I don't think one is enough, but I believe we can score. We're going to go there and try and score, and we're going to go there and try and win.
On to League One, where any one of 4 teams from Leeds down to Charlton had a realistic chance of going up automatically. Millwall and Swindon were both in contention. The commentary comes from Dan O'Hagan.
And so the hopefuls. Millwall and Swindon locked together on 82 points. The winners today could overtake Leeds if they failed to win. Even a draw might be enough for Millwall should Leeds lose by 2 or more. It is win or bust for Swindon. In by Douglas, looking for Austin away by the head of Robinson, driven back in and Swindon lead. It's a stunning strike and a stunning start for Swindon. Hackett with Douglas here. Douglas gave the ball away. This is Bat goes down, penalty. As clear as day. And Lucas, the former Leeds player, will face Millwall's Steve Morrison. 18 league goals and counting. Here comes Morrison. He's had such a wonderful season for Millwall. He's first back in the Football League. Here comes Morrison, and he scores. Billy Painter. Abdi's challenge. Now Trotter. Morrison now with a chance to stretch the legs and stretch Jean-Francois. In the middle is Harris. Morrison's cross. Oh, own goal! Gordon Greer, Swindon's captain, with an own goal which might mean promotion for Millwall. This is Laird from Millwall. Laird's ball through for Neil Harris here. It's Steve Morrison. Morrison! Oh, that is absolutely sensational. Steve Morrison with his second of the game, and Millwall now lead by 3-1, and that, with the news elsewhere, might be the goal which, for Millwall, will clinch a place in next season's championship. Options here, then the left boot of Sheehan or the right of Douglas. It's going to be, I think, Sheehan. Sheehan's free kick deflects in. Painter's touch. Swindon's goal. And we're back to 3-2.
Meanwhile, 5th place Charlton travelled north to face managerless Oldham. The Addicts, seeking an immediate return to the Championship, needed other results to go their way. Charlton's build-up play for their opening goal showed they wouldn't be out of place in a higher division. Nicky Bailey providing the simple finish. And Charlton extended their lead again thanks to some comical goalkeeping. Miguel Angulera's tame free kick somehow evading the clutches of Darryl Flahaven. It could, and maybe should have been 3. Nicky Bailey taking advantage of some terrible defending, but somehow managing to miss the target with a goal at his mercy. 2-0 it finished. Still to come, the final push. Can Leeds finally secure promotion back to the Championship? And fighting for their lives, can Grimsby pull off the most miraculous of escapes as they travel to Burton? After 3 years of heartache in the playoffs, Leeds knew a win on the final day of the season would be enough to clinch the second automatic promotion spot in League One. In front of a sellout crowd at Ellen Road, the expectation was palpable. Watching this one is your commentator, Martin Fisher.
Kilkenny, Becchio. Kilkenny on for Beckford. Flag is up. It won't count. It won't count. The flag was up. Leeds will claim that it came off a Bristol Rovers boot last, but the flag was up already. Now then, there's trouble here. Daniel Jones, the Bristol Rovers player involved, Gradle being parted by Anthony, and it's all kicking off here. Initially the flag was up for offside against Beckford, and then there's the stamp by Gradle. And the red card is shown to Max Gradle. And Leeds United are down to 10 men, and Gradle is furious, and Beckford needs to get him off quickly. This is not on by Max Gradle. Well, it's taken two to try and get him away from the referee. Max Gradle's completely lost it here. Have Leeds United completely lost it too? Boos as Jones receives it far side. Duffy and Kaffour in the box. More white shirts than yellow back there. Jones with the cross. Kaffour is arriving and pulls it back. And Duffy, and a goal! Leeds United went to sleep. And Duffy puts Bristol Rovers in front. 2 minutes into the second half. Doyle. Johnson. Slipped as he struck it, but it will reach Becchio. Teeing up Howson to curl it! Wonderful goal, Johnny Howson! The sub levels it! The Leeds fan belief is back around Ellen Road. The dream is still alive. Full marks to Becchio as well for his involvement as he tees up Howson. It's a wonderful strike. Bromby's long throw. Collins attacking it. Poor throw out by Anderson. First to it is Johnson. Johnson! Beckford! 2-1 Leeds! Bristol Rovers are falling apart, and Leeds United, through Jermaine Beckford, suddenly go in front. What a turnaround at Ellen Road! And from one behind and one man down, Leeds United are 2-1 up, and the championship beckons. There's the final whistle. Leeds United are promoted. They put their supporters through it all again today. One down early in the second half. 2 goals in the space of 4 minutes from Johnny Howson, the sub, and Jermaine Beckford, the captain, were enough in the end.
It means everything, you know. See 40,000 here today. It's a massive club, and it's one step back to where we should be.
Going down to 10 men was obviously going to be a difficult ask for us, but we believed that we'd keep doing it. We knew we'd get opportunities. They're a fantastic bunch of players to work with. Even when we went one down, we still believe we would get it, and full credit to them. They've been a joy to work with all season, and they've got the just rewards, and this football club has got the just rewards.
The fight to stay up took a twist in midweek, with Hartlepool being deducted 3 points for fielding an ineligible player, leaving them battling Tranmere, Exeter and Gillingham to avoid the drop.
With their heads on the chopping block, Tranmere took over 3,000 fans down the M62 to Edgeley Park, knowing that they needed to win, and then hoped that someone somewhere slipped up. The first part of the bargain proved easy against rock-bottom Stockport, Ian Goodison getting the fun started on 38 minutes, thumping home Zumana Bakiogo's Delap-like long throw. Rovers would finish the season with a draw and 2 wins, with Ian Thomas-Moore on the score sheet in all 3 matches. Bakiogo with the cross, and the former Stockport man with a brilliant finish at full stretch 8 minutes into the second half. And they made absolutely sure when Stockport keeper Lloyd Rigby spilled a tame shot and Joss Labadie put away the rebound. A win not enough to guarantee survival, but it certainly turned up the heat on the teams above them. 3 fellow strugglers now fighting for their League One lives.
Most at risk by Tranmere's victory were Exeter, who had to win to maintain their League One status. Not easy against playoff contenders Huddersfield, who weren't completely out of the race for automatic promotion. But the home fans were biting their nails less than 2 minutes in. A defensive mix-up between Richard Duffy and player of the season Matt Taylor presented Gary Roberts with the opportunity to bag his 9th goal of the season. The tension on the terraces almost unbearable, but Taylor soon made amends for his earlier slip-up, crashing in Exeter's equaliser midway through the first half. The defender's 7th goal of the season, giving Paul Tisdale's men the lifeline and confidence needed to go on and win it. And 8 minutes from the end, Ryan Harley sent most of the sellout crowd into raptures with a stunning volley. All the pressure now on rivals Hartlepool.
Nervous times for Chris Turner's team, plunged into danger after this week being deducted 3 points for fielding a player who should have been serving a suspension. Only a win at Brentford could guarantee Hartlepool's survival, though a draw might be enough. Wojciech Szczesny stopped Adam Boyd from easing their anxiety. In a second half which seemed to go on forever for the away fans, Miles Weston brought the best out of Scott Flinders as the Bees turned up the heat. Brentford have lost only 4 league games at home in 2 seasons. Last year that brought promotion, this time a top 10 finish. When Charlie McDonald broke free, Hartlepool were glad to hear the whistle. The goal they needed to secure their League One future refused to come. Roy O'Donovan had the best chance to see them safe, but Szczesny stood firm. So the result at Adams Park would decide Hartlepool's fate.
So now it was down to Gillingham, who brought the worst away record in the Football League to Buckinghamshire. Even a point would send Hartlepool down, and the nerves would surely have been jangling for some 2,000 travelling Gills fans when Matt Phillips curled in a beauty in first half stoppage time to give already relegated Wickham a deserved lead. The disappointing Gills didn't offer much, submitting rather tamely to the football fates. A brief spell of pressure in the second half carved out a chance for Simeon Jackson, and if he'd done better, who knows what might have happened. And when Wickham defender Alan Bennett did do rather better, nodding home at the far post midway through the second half, Gillingham's destiny was out of their hands. A deflected goal from Kevin Betsy 8 minutes later really rubbed it in, but results from elsewhere shouldn't have mattered. Mark Stimson's men were the architects of their own doom.
Gillingham will now join Wickham, Southend and Stockport in playing League 2 football next season. After their 3-point deduction, Hartlepool survived on goal difference only. Confirmation at the top that Leeds will join Norwich in the Championship next season. Millwall, Charlton, Swindon and Huddersfield, the 4 left to contest the playoffs. Next up, League 2.
Morecambe were hoping this wouldn't be goodbye to Christie Park. They needed a point to ensure a playoff finale for their home of 89 years ahead of a move to a new stadium next season. And they made most of the running against an Aldershot side who'd already punched their post-season ticket. Paul Mullin's header was somehow kept out by Jamie Young. A point sufficient, but the Shrimps deservedly claimed all 3. A slip from Aaron Brown let in Mullin, and his cross made it easy for Gary Hunter to ensure that Christie Park lives to see another day. They've had to cancel a family fun day because of reaching the playoffs. There's probably not many in Morecambe who feel like complaining. But Damien Spencer might feel like complaining after Jim Bentley clattered through the back of him. Shots boss Kevin Dillon wasn't going to leave before giving Bentley a piece of his mind.
Needing a win to be sure of a playoff place, the fixtures fell kindly for Dagenham and Redbridge, their last match of the regular season taking them to the team with the worst home record in the entire division. Darlington, already relegated, did resist for a while. Paul Benson denied by Nick Liversedge. But the Essex club, with their extra incentive, always looked likely to achieve what they required. Just past the half hour, they had their breakthrough. A good time for John Nurse to rediscover his scoring touch after 7 games without a goal. And 15 minutes from the end, Dagenham made the result comfortable. Benson showed the defence a clean pair of heels and put the second on a plate for Josh Scott. That top 7 finish now assured.
These two were rank outsiders for a playoff place. Both had to win and rely on results elsewhere to keep their prospective seasons alive. Neither were in great form, but Northampton went closest to breaking the deadlock. Billy Mackay should have done better. A run of just 2 wins in 14 has seen Bury's promotion chances go up in smoke, but Ryan Lowe raised their final day hopes on the stroke of half-time by smashing in his 18th goal of the campaign. Shakers boss Alan Neil felt this performance summed up their season. James Pool's late challenge on John Johnson adding to his frustrations. The Manchester City loanee given his marching orders just past the hour mark. In the 4th minute of added time, Northampton's top scorer Adebayo Akinfenwa scored the equaliser, which did little to change the outcome. Results elsewhere saw to that. These two will meet again next season.
Realistically, Port Vale had blown their chance of a post-season berth when they were thumped at Bournemouth last week. Shrewsbury's slump had long since consigned their playoff hopes to history, but they arrived at Vale Park seemingly determined to wreck Vale's slim hopes. And they did just that after 11 minutes. New Zealander Chris Bright with his 2nd goal in 4 games. Vale boss Mickey Adams needs to work on his side's consistency. They have the potential to be among the favourites next season. When Sean Rigg was sent flying in the box, that enabled the home side to equalise, Mark Richards having the last word. Both these teams will feel there's plenty to build on.
The results elsewhere ended Chesterfield's slim hopes of a playoff place, but at least their historic ground had a good send-off. Promoted Bournemouth were tough opponents for the last ever match at Saltergate. Liam Feeney's effort emphasised that. And by half-time, Eddie Howe's men had the lead. Drew Talbot heading the corner past his own keeper. Imagine the humiliation of that entering the record books as the last goal in Saltergate's 139 years of football. When Jack Lester levelled with 10 minutes to go, Talbot must have been really relieved. And there was better to come. Fittingly, it was a Chesterfield stalwart who had the final say. Derek Niven's name now forever linked with an emotional day, clinching victory 6 minutes into stoppage time.
At the bottom, Grimsby travelled to Burton knowing they had to win and results to go their way elsewhere if they were to maintain their Football League status. Desperate for an early goal, Grimsby soon had Burton keeper Kevin Poole beaten. But the post came to the home side's rescue. While Jean-Louis Akpro was still ruining his misfortune, Albion were launching the ball forward. Greg Pearson's stunning finish had put Burton in front just seconds after their lucky escape. The Mariners still had 80 minutes to mount a recovery, but they found 46-year-old Poole as agile as a teenager. Akpro thwarted again. In their quest for an equaliser, Grimsby left gaps at the back, and Pearson had plenty of time to line up his cross. Sean Harrod timed his arrival perfectly for Burton to leave the strugglers staring down the barrel. And the game was up 13 minutes after the break. Harrod's tremendous free kick for his 22nd of the season meant there was definitely no way back. The Grimsby fans dotted all around the ground found it hard to take. And the scoreboard made bleak reading for the Mariners, who knew they were sinking. Barnet knew they only had to match Grimsby's result and a 6th successive League Two season would be secured. But having lost the last 6 matches, tension was high at Underhill. Albus Adoma's cross finding the head of Edward Upson, only for the ball to find the woodwork. Into the second half, an Irishman, John O'Flynn, was presented with a golden opportunity to make a name for himself. Rochdale keeper Frank Fielding recovering well to keep the scores level. Albert Jarrett finally ended the agony. Adoma again in the thick of the action. Jarrett's 2nd goal of the season giving Barnet a 90th minute winner. Relief and another season of league football was Barnet's. So it was Grimsby who joined Darlington in the final relegation spot, ending their 99-year stay in the Football League. Barnet and Cheltenham live to fight another season in League Two. With their promotion guaranteed, no team in the top 3 ended the season with a win. Morecambe, Rotherham, Aldershot plus Dagenham and Redbridge will now all contest the playoffs. Our goal of the week comes from Nottingham Forest's Chris Cohen. It was only the midfielder's 4th of the season, but could yet prove vital heading into the playoffs' 2nd leg at the City Ground. Next week we'll have all the action from the Championship playoffs as we find out which team will be heading to Wembley. But we'll leave you with the celebration from Ellen Road as Leeds hold their nerve to finally secure promotion to the Championship.